Hey y'all, so I recently finished reading Fairest by Marissa Meyer. I love the Cinder series. I think they are so good. I flew through them, and then when I finished, I texted my mom. It was right before Christmas when the last one came out, and so I finished it right away. And I texted my mom and I said, "Mom, I need these books for Christmas," and I got them for Christmas. I was so excited, but I hadn't read Fairest yet, and so this is Levana's story. Disclaimer, I don't know if I'm saying all the names right. This is how I say them in my head. This is how I feel like they should be pronounced based off their spelling. So, my interpretation. So Fairest is Levana's story, and it's obviously a lot shorter. It's kind of more of a novella in comparison than an actual novel. It has no chapters, which I actually loved because that's kind of how I write. I don't write in chapters. That's really all I have to say on that. Anyway, so I liked Fairest partly because it's Marissa Meyer, and she is an amazing writer. I am consistently impressed with the way she does unique voices and the way she can tell all these different stories that intertwine in unique perspectives and unique voices, and she's just very talented. So I did enjoy Fairest because it was her. Obviously, it's not as happy, and it's not as optimistic, and it's not as hopeful. So in that way, not my favorite, but still, she did a fantastic job. I did love just understanding more background. Understanding background for Levana herself, and then for Channery, not sure on that pronunciation, but also Winter and Celine. It was really cool. And even Jason. It was cool to see a little bit of all their backstories. Something I didn't love, I consistently was confused with how old Levana was. At the beginning, you kind of know how she is at the beginning, but then it'll just be like, oh, a few years passed, and it's vague time movement, which was fine. I just wish that I had a more solid age idea of how old she was when all these different things happened, because she was younger at the beginning than I had originally thought as I read Cinder. And so a few of the things she did, it was a little bit more jarring because of her age. As you read, I think you'll understand. But yeah, that was my only real, beef with it. Every so often, and this would just happen for a moment, but every so often I kind of felt, did you just put that in because you needed to fit with the backstory you had already created in the Cinder series? I don't know. And again, those were tiny little moments. I thought that a couple of times, but it was just a little blip. It wasn't an overall thing. I really do think that if you like the Cinder series, you should read this, because like I said, it gives more insight. It made me want to reread the Cinder books and reread those so I can understand the whole story, but those are thick and don't have time right now because I have so many other books I want to read. But so that's really all I have to say on Fairest. I did enjoy it. I think if you love Cinder, you should read this backstory. Again, it was good. It did not make me sympathize with Levana. I think that because of things that happened in her childhood, that she is mentally unstable, like Cinder says in the books, in that series. And I think that's very true. This book did not justify her actions, which I didn't necessarily expect it to. But with all the hype about understanding villains' point of views, like there's Wicked, and Wicked's been around for a while, but then also the new Maleficent movie, and just all these things about looking at things from the villain's point of view, I thought maybe it would be kind of like that, be like, oh, I feel bad for her. Her life is really hard. Yeah, her life was really hard, but she's also just a giant brat and off her rocker and very disturbed. She really needed some help. Mental help right here. She needs it. But anyway, again, if you love the Cinder books, if you love Marissa Meyer like I do, read it. It's definitely worth it. It was pretty good. Anyway, keep reading. Peace!